Looking ahead, Sunday, 3:30, Celtics, CAVS here
Mother's
at
Day
TD Garden.
massacre, maybe?
Mother's Day massacre. Is that what you're predicting for the series? A massacre?
Ooh, I don't know.
Jimmy
We'll see.
Toscano?
It's
What
a
are we
maybe
thinking
at
about
the
this
end.
series, guys? I mean, honest opinions.
I'm going predictions at the end of this.
Okay.
I'm not going to just jump out and say
For
it.
sure, for
I'm
sure.
going to say this. It's been LeBron's league for a while now, but I think the Jason Tatum train is about to leave the station.
Wow.
Yeah.
Give me Marcus Smart against LeBron. That's what I need. He said it after the game
The
tonight.
whole-
He
the whole
said-
series, though?
He said, no, not the whole series.
Okay.
Like he said, he's going to get some bits and pieces of him, but I want to see Smart against LeBron. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, at least at the start.
Yeah, so it's obviously going to be, defense by committee on LeBron. You've got
of
Smart.
course.
Yeah.
You've
It's been that
got
way for every team in the NBA.
exactly, and it hasn't
Since
worked.
2004.
Yeah.
Right, and it hasn't worked. But you've got guys and you've got bodies here on the Celtics that should at least be able to slow this guy down in transition.
Hopefully, yeah.
When he gets a full head of steam, forget about it. But if you can slow him down, a la Ben Simmons. Now Ben Simmons is nowhere near where LeBron is right now.
Yeah.
But you've got guys. Let's go over them. We already talked about Smart. I mentioned Tatum, which I wouldn't say is what you want, your option to be on defense for sure. But you've got Brown, you've got Horford, you've got Morris, who they traded for in the offseason. A lot of people think is a guy that they brought in because he's a body that they can put on LeBron. And you've got Shemi. Let's not forget about Shemi, who
He could be
was
super valuable.
instrumental in that first round against the Bucks, guarding a guy in Giannis who's also very hard to guard. So there are players the Celtics can throw out there that Brad Stevens can work his magic. Not Coach of the Year Brad Stevens, who got 0 votes, which is bananas. I don't even know how that happened. But he can once again prove that the rest of the NBA is dumb by finding ways to limit LeBron. You're not going to stop him, but you can at least slow him down, limit him a little bit, and make the rest of the team make up for that.
I think well, no, you can go.
I think that defense by committee, like you said, which they did, almost to perfection against Philadelphia in transition at least, is what you got to do. Like Aaron Baines loves to say, 5 men on a string, and you just work as a team. Defense by committee, it's tough to stop LeBron. It's tough to contain LeBron because you're not going to stop him.
Right.
But if they can get him in transition and slow him down a little bit, I think that committee method is the way to go because one-on-one is probably not going to happen.
No, for sure. I think LeBron's one of the 3 or 4 players in the league where you can do a great job on him defensively. He can still have 30 points. Him, Kevin Durant,
easily.
James Harden, those types of guys. So if you're rotating guys in and out, I think it's the best way. It's the only way, really, and really there's no way to stop Bron's plan.
No, and you got to make him on when you're on offense, and you got to make him run. You got to make him work.
Yeah.
You can't allow him to rest on offense, rest on when he's on defense, and allow
Which he's been doing, and that's
Right.
how he's been conserving so much energy, playing the most minutes.
Allegedly, he's been conserving
Playing the most
energy.
minutes
It seems
in
a little
regular season and now-
out there, but you just got to figure out ways to make him work for everything. You really do, because I'm not sure the Cavs team is deep enough and strong enough and, quite frankly, talented enough all the way through to win this series. I'm not going my prediction yet.
Yeah, that was my next question. If you think you can really contain LeBron, even if it's to 25 points, but you're containing him and you're controlling the pace, do you think that means the Celtics win the series? Because it doesn't seem like we're too worried or concerned about his supporting cast around him. I mean, Kevin Love's been pretty solid as of late, but other than that, it's been pretty inconsistent. Even
Kevin Love and J.R. Smith are the 2 guys that come to mind when you talk about the Cavs aside from LeBron.
Yep.
Everybody else is just kind of there, in and out. They're not anybody that seems to be super reliable on a game-by-game basis. You look at the Celtics, they've got guys on that you're counting on to really show up day after day now. You've got Horford, Tatum, Rozier's been absolutely lights out, and Brown. I mean, those 4 guys, and then you're getting that help off the bench. Now, I think a huge key for the Celtics, you already mentioned him, Marcus Smart is going to be a game changer, and I think Marcus Morris. It's going to be that depth the Celtics have that's going to have to beat the Cavs' depth because the stars are going to get theirs. It's going to come down to who can limit LeBron and who on the Celtics, aside from the main guys, is going to step up.
I think a big storyline, too, is the health of Shane Larkin. Will he be available or will he not be available? I think maybe later on in the series we might see him again, but first couple games, I'm not sure, and no one really knows right now. Brad Stevens doesn't really even know. So he's a guy that can come off the bench, change the tempo, and something that the Cavaliers may not be able to defend so well. So I'm not sure. Should we go into predictions?
Yes.
What are you thinking?
I'm done writing off the Celtics. I wrote them off when Hayward went down. I wrote them off when Kyrie went down. I wrote them off, when after they beat the Bucks. I picked the Sixers. I'm not doing it now. I'm going Celtics in this one. I think that they've shown that they're a deep enough team. They can play well enough together. They have the talent. I think we underrated a lot of their talent.
Yeah.
And I think these guys are really starting to come too. So I'm going Celtics I'm going to go Celtics in 7. They get the home team. They take it in Game 7.
I'm with you. That's what I was going to say too. Celtics in 7. I can't pick against them anymore. You know, they've made me look bad for 2 rounds now, and I can't do it again.
This is LeBron's little LeBron's house of horrors in a way. He's lost some big games here.
Yeah,
and this isn't Toronto. This isn't Toronto where he feels like at home. I think the Celtics. I know the Celtics fans are really, really going to give it to him. I don't think that it's going to really so much affect him that much, but I think it may affect maybe his teammates a little bit.
Yeah, and I just trust the Celtics defense more than any other defense in the league, and I think they're going to give him more problems than anyone else will. And I just Celtics in 7.
And lastly, I think the biggest shame on us for not mentioning this, but the biggest absolute bloodbath matchup in this series isn't even between the lines. It's on the sidelines with Coach Stevens and Coach Lou. He would be coaching laps around Tyronn Lue. His head's going to be spinning every which way. He's not going to know what quarter it's in.
Yeah.
Don't give Brad Stevens a timeout. Don't give him a timeout because he's going to drop a play that's going to make Tyronn Lue's head pop off of his body.
I think I'll be the odd man out here. Cavaliers in 6. I can't go.
No, get out of here.
It is. It's the standard take, but you know what? I'm not betting against LeBron James, greatest player in this league.
It's boring.
We've seen him do some.
He is the greatest player in this league.
We've seen him have some bad games here, Jimmy. But I do believe he scored 45 in 2012 here in Game 6 against the Celtics.
He also ripped his jersey off in the final year of his contract here with the CAVS.
That was before that.
Will we have a repeat of that exact scene?
Stay tuned.
All right. Tweet us at CLNS Media. What are your thoughts? Celtics, Cavs, Eastern Conference Finals. What do you think?